All right, so it's been long since I have uploaded on this channel, and I just want to say that there's a reason for that. And the reason is honestly quite simple. I ran out of ideas. I just didn't know what sort of content to upload, right? And by the way, I'm doing this outside because I honestly think the scenery is very nice, but that's not the point. But also, yeah, I think it looks very amazing. That there's some nice trees, and it's also very windy as well, right? I don't know if you can also hear the cars moving in the distance. Anyways, that's besides the point. The whole point is that yes, I did run out of ideas. I didn't know what to upload anymore, right? And also, when I look at the videos that I've made on this platform specifically, which is of course YouTube, it was just hard because at the time when I started this channel, it was initially called AFSE, but I changed it. I was in high school, right? And with high school where I went, we weren't allowed to carry phones to school. It was a boarding school. It was in the countryside, middle of nowhere. The only way you could ever get in touch with your parents or the people at home was through email, or they call you directly, because we didn't have those, the touchscreen phones. What we had was the classic, those old dialing phones, right? And they could only call you couldn't call them. And so now, because we couldn't carry our phones, and I think a term would last 6 to 8 weeks, around there was a pretty large space of time between the videos that I uploaded, right? So you find that I think we usually have holidays in April and August, and so that's when I would be more active. But other than that, I would just go months without uploading anything. And I think when initially after I finished high school, I had a lot more time, right? And that's when I started to upload more consistently, right? Obviously, for my first videos, I used to use a whiteboard marker. The whiteboard markers. I think most YouTubers also do that, but I used to use it a lot, especially for the football comparisons. And of course, over time, I would have people telling me that, the videos that you're uploading, they are not really that accurate, right? I think you must be mistaken. Maybe they would watch the video a year or two after an event has happened. But the whole point was that, yes, of course, the time periods were very inconsistent, but essentially I got a new phone, right? And I couldn't find the same applications that I used to make those videos on this new phone that I got. And what ended up happening was that, because I couldn't find the editing tools, right? Because to be honest, I used a whiteboard marker. It often felt as though I had nothing. I just felt like I couldn't do anything, right? I didn't have any other alternative sort of content to make, right? And now I was initially stuck. But then, initially, for a shorter period of time, that's when I did those sort of videos where I would place, let's say, footage whilst trying to speak and play music at the same time. And then I switched up again. I would put a picture of a player and then I would read. But the problem with that is that it was a very it was very lazy, very tedious, very boring, and people wouldn't stick around. Right now, I think I'm going to change the approach. Okay, I'm going to start uploading more consistently now, because I do think that I have the platforms compared to previous years, and also I want to just generate new ideas and just become more influential on this platform. And yeah, that was pretty much that. I hope that, of course, moving forward, I can be more consistent with what I do to provide more content that is very interactive and interesting as well. Instead of just having a player and then just uploading, putting my voice, with music, and then the end of it. But hopefully this is a start. Okay, I do want to revamp this channel, which I've been working on for a very long time. Okay, and I honestly even felt bad that I abandoned it. Right, YouTube, these things, they take time, right, to become big. It didn't start off easy, but I think consistency really helps, because essentially you learn. Okay, but I would like to just make things clear that I did indeed run out of ideas. I ran out of ideas and procrastination. Those are the two things. And hopefully in the future, I will start being consistent, uploading more often, and providing you with things that you did that you guys want. So yes, this is it, and I'll see you soon.